Okay, so I thought I'd do a quick little video on some of the food that I feed these guys. They are ready. This, yep, that's Farouk, and this is Asada. They are from our 2019 litter B. That was Caius and Asha. So they were called the Warriors, and they are with us. And so I'm going to show you just some things that I feed them. Now, each meal does not have to include all these things. I just pulled whatever my hands touched out of the refrigerator, and so you don't have to have this combination or this much. You know, it's more about variety. But I did want to show you a few things, and I have other vegetables and so forth that I give them. But like, let's say tonight, this is what I'm going to give them. You can see that I have some pork stew meat. It is okay to give pork, but it should be clean, or at least rinsed off. So we're going to rinse that off a little bit. And I would not give a lot of them because they could harbor parasites and so forth. So you got to be very careful on what type of pork you give them, and not a lot. Not make that a staple in their diet. You can see I do have some ground beef chuck. I also have some ground beef turkey. I may not give them all, or just mix it up just because I feel like doing that, and some eggs that we will give them, and I'm going to throw some spinach in and a sweet potato, all for roughage, all for them to chew on. And you can see I also have some carrots. They love that. One of our family members said that they gave the baby some carrots, and all they did was chew it up, spit it out, and went on to the next one. And they might do that. Sometimes they will eat it, sometimes they will just use it to chew. And earlier I had made some minute rice, that's all it is, and I'll add that in there as well. So with that, let's get started. Oh, that's right. I also will give them a little bit of the Pure Balance blend. So let me get over here. I'm just grabbing a bit of this Pure Balance that they were not letting you see, which is a non-grain protein-based, if you can see it, kibble that I can get right out of Walmart. It's not too bad if you look at the ingredients, and that's what I stress, is look at the ingredients. That's most important. I could sit here and recommend Victor or some other name that's popular, and they have their merit. It's not that. It's just that, you know, you got to be practical. Sometimes you may not have the funds to consistently get those types. So what's more important is that you see what are in the top 3 to 5 ingredients. So you got chicken meal is a little questionable. Chicken meal, brown rice, some brewers rice, dry peas, pea protein, some dried plain peat pulp. But if I look at it, I don't see any type of grains, corns, whey, or anything like that. So that's decent. But with that being said, anything that has a shelf life, has preservatives, that's not something you want to give them as a single source of their diet and long term. But you know, it's like anything else, you do have to give them variety, because you will not always be able to give them raw in the case of whether they are being boarded by a vet or some other person is watching them. You got to be practical. So they have to be used to eating a variety of things, including this type of non-grain kibble. This is what we give them straight out of Walmart, and it works. And by the way, this is some of the pine shavings for you folks that I've mentioned. We use pine shavings. This is where we get ours from, Tractor Supply. And you can see the puppies are hungry, so they should want to eat. Okay, we're gonna take this and use this as our base and fill up our bowl. Alright, so all I'm going to do is start adding a bit. Now, people ask, well, how much do you feed them? And quite frankly, for us, it's not scientific. I mean, I wish I could say, oh, we give 2 cups per whatever they weigh and so forth. And I just don't get that scientific with it, especially for us, because we have multiples. I just kind of wing it. I pulled out some eggs. There's 2 of them. I'm going to have them share it in a bowl. And for now, it's okay. And they are hungry because I got in late. So they will, I suspect that they will eat it and not have a problem. If they appear to be hungry and not just greedy, then I might give them some more. But if I give them more than they need, I'll quickly take it away, put it into a plastic container and save it. So I'm going to start dishing out some of this and putting it into the bowl. And I can't do that while holding the phone, and I don't have my stand, so I'm going to come back after I have actually put some of this in the bowl and get ready. So I've started to scoop out a little bit of the pork stew meat, and this looks like about 1/3 of this container, and I don't know how many. Looks like it was, well, I can't really see what it was originally. This was marked down, but I don't think this was more than 1.5 pounds or so. And you can see they already are just gunning for it. This is the ground turkey. Come here, Sada. Oh, yeah, they love it. I'm gonna lose a finger, actually. All right, so now I'm going to, I put a little bit of spinach in here, you can see, and the pork along with it. Oh, and I cracked open the eggs and just threw it in here, right? And so I will just stir it up, only because I like to see it stirred up. Yeah, you can see that I just throw it in there, and this is probably way too much for them, but I will give it to them and see how much they eat. And they are pretty hungry, so they may eat it. So let me continue to add a little bit more rice. I've got maybe a little bit more turkey. I got some sweet potato. Man, they're gonna be eating like royalty tonight. But like I said, if there's anything left, I may just package it up. But I feel like being generous. It's probably, again, too much, but I'm used to feeding multiple dogs, and we'll see how well they do. Alright, so you can see that I've mixed up the egg in there. I've added a little bit more turkey, and they really want this. This is not even 1/3 of the ground chuck, right? So I don't know if that's 1/4 of it, a little less than 1/4. Just a handful of spinach. I may have gotten close to 1/3 of this package. Threw in some turkey, ground turkey, and some carrots and a little bit of sweet potato. What else do I have in the refrigerator? I have an assortment of cucumbers. I also have some other chicken products like gizzards and chicken hearts and livers, but I don't give a lot of liver because you have to be careful with the iron with that. And I put some rice in there, that's right. So it is a lot. It might seem a lot, but I think they're gonna eat it. Like I said, typically I will fill up one of these bowls and maybe 2 of these bowls for a large litter. They're ready to chew me up. Let's see how they do. I even threw in the shell. You can see I didn't change that because some of the puppies love the shell, some don't mess with it, but they eventually get eaten by everyone. So let's see if they like it. Well, they're telling me, so we're gonna put it down right here and see what they do. They don't seem to be having a problem eating it at all. I'd say it was a hit. I don't know if they're gonna eat the shell. Let's see. No problem so far. They're more like inhaling it, I think, like Hoover vacuums. But it's late too. They had some dry food out that they just played around with, and now he's stepping in it. Oh, there goes the shell. I say it was a success. I even just threw the dry food in there, the Pure Balance. Are you finished? No? Just seeing what I'm doing. But yeah, every meal is not like this. Sometimes I'll just throw in some puppy food, non-grain puppy food, and some kibble and call it a day if I'm in a rush. Others I'll throw in some more of the raw. But notice I didn't cook anything, and they love it. It's a good mix. It gives them a variety, gives them something to look forward to. And eventually you see that their coats will be nice and shiny. Their teeth will be cleaner. Their poop, if there's a such thing, will be better. But just try it. I didn't do anything scientific. Whatever they don't eat, if they don't eat anything, I'll just save it for another feeding right in the morning, and then that's it. If they get completely in it, then I'll consider throwing it away because you don't want to get contaminated. But typically, especially when you have multiples, it all goes away. But he may be getting full. But just chowing down on it. So I'll put the other food up, and now he's got it on his head. And when they finish, I'll see what's left. But first I gotta clean up. Okay, about 5-10 minutes into this, I just finished off the eggshell. You can see that there's some remnants there. So they do eat the shell. They like the crunch. They've really worked through it. Someone ate a little bit of the sweet potato, but they're getting full now, and I suspect that they'll get the carrots later when they want to just chew and have fun with it. But look at that face. But I need to get them back to their shavings, because what do you do right after you eat? You poop. You make room for it. So was that good? It was good? Yep, it was good. It was good. Yeah, I should have taken a picture of the bowl. Really? Really? Alright. I'd say that bowl is pretty clean. There's not much left to save, because I'll let them eat the carrots and the sweet potatoes. They're still looking it up. Yep, this is what made your puppies fat. This is what gave them their energy and their good spirit. And so hopefully you'll see that it's not, difficult at all. And if you do it in moderation and just mix it up, it's achievable without being overly expensive, especially if you only have one right now. Again, I support you guys if you give them some other type of food, but just try to give them the best quality you possibly can. And just remember that even your best dry food is not as good nutritionally as a raw diet. So, all right. With that said, I'm going to give them a couple more minutes and then put them right in the kennel, because what goes in must come out. Right, babe? So I just put them back in the kennel, and I thought I'd just let them finish eating, because they were very much interested in continuing. No one's pooping just yet, but trust me, it's coming. And that's just a rule of thumb, especially when they're babies. They eat, they poop, they play, they sleep. Repeat. Always remember that. So if you're training them, that's the thing you want to do. For me, I've got 3 other ones that I need to feed, and so I can't get right back out. And so just to catch these little knuckleheads, if they're finished, then we can all go out. But while I get the food back in the refrigerator, I don't want any accidents. And they will go in their designated area, but if they're not around it, then they won't know. But you can see they pulled the carrot out. Someone was chewing on that, and now they're back in there, just really demolishing this food, which is awesome. I thought I put too much, but that was enough. You can see their bellies getting a little fat. That was some good eating, right, guys? I don't have anything I have to put up, and they'll chew on those carrots. They already started. Look at the rest of it. Okay, so I may as well show you how I package the food, and then I want to show you one other treat that I give them. Not tonight, they're done, but occasionally I'll get them to really pique their food interest. And if you have a finicky eater, what you can do to give them as a treat, not every time, but as a treat, you can give them something that will liven up the food. So I'm gonna show you that in a second. And here is the after. If you remember the before, I was worried about, oh, it's too much. Well, yeah, I think it was just enough. And I think I'm gonna go put this back in there so that they can finish off these sweet potatoes. But you can see they're all gone. They ate it all, right? There's no more carrots, they're all gone. They ate most of the sweet potatoes, but I'm sure, and they even ate the spinach. You can see that this has been demolished. So I think I'll put this back in there and let them finish it off. So the last thing that I will give them as a treat is these Italian style meatballs or Swedish meatballs, anything like that. And they are frozen, so I can just keep a whole big full family size. I will throw these in the microwave and cook them till they're soft, and I'll either just give it to them, throw it as a treat, or use it as a training treat. It's just something I do. I don't think that this is anything special with these per se, but I do know they absolutely love meatballs. It is a bit greasy once you microwave them, but you can get them to wash your car for a couple of meatballs. And this holds true for the adults as well. And I just love being able to give them a treat ever so often until we run out or whatever. And again, like I said, if you have a puppy or a dog that is highly motivated, this is one of many treats that you can give the dog on occasion that is just fine. And I think in another video I'll show you some other things that you can get that are not frozen or require some type of heat source, but it's dry and that you can use it, and they absolutely love it. Our trainer recommended it, and he is absolutely right. It does work. Okay, well that's it for this evening. I've got to tend to the other dogs, but I just wanted to show you guys again some of what we serve as part of a raw diet. You saw that I mixed in a variety of things, and the next time I do it, I'll throw in different stuff. It won't be the same, but everything that I added was raw, and you saw that they ate it up, they demolished it. They thanked me, and I'm sure they will be happy and satiated for the rest of the evening. All right, so with that, I'm signing off and see you on the next video.